Yeah, I'm driving around town in San Fernando.
And I'm riding in the 8.
Yeah, I used to have dreams of driving Lambo.
Now I'm trying to get it right.
Welcome to the Let You Tell It podcast.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. I'm your host, Caesar. And wow, with us, we have our last guest of 2026.
Nope.
Huh?
2025, brother.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm already into next year. Holy shit.
Living in the future.
I know, right? So we have our last guest for 2025. And I am going to let her go ahead and introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Miz.Clover. I'm a singer, songwriter, artist, located in the Valley, but originally from LA. That would be me.
Oh, so you're an LA girl.
Yes.
How long you been in the Valley for?
It hasn't been that long. It's been 3 years, almost 4.
Okay, you got one more year to get adopted by us.
Yeah.
I
haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, so I told everybody, like, whenever you move to the Valley, once you've been here for like 5 years, you're part of the Valley.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you got one more year. You got one more year. Hang in there.
Yes. I still feel a little bit like this is new to me, like being up in the Valley, because there's so many neighborhoods that I still don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What city are you staying in right now?
I moved into Northridge and now I'm in Van Nuys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's new cities that you're still sections you're still discovering, huh?
Yeah, I mean, because I grew up in LA, I know a lot of like central LA.
Oh, okay.
Because I that was my stomping ground.
Yeah.
And especially because my mom didn't have a car, so we would just walk everywhere. I got to know the streets very well. Up here, I'm like on my little electric scooter, or I get driven around or whatever. So I still haven't really learned too much about the Valley neighborhoods.
Okay, you got a lot to learn. Different sections and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But once you start getting around like that, it gets a little easier. You'll start like, hey, like I live on these 2 cross streets, and you'll know right away. Like, okay, I'm here. I need to get this way to get over there. It's just like a map in your head,
I hope so.
But honestly, the Valley's big sometimes. So sometimes I even like have little brain farts here and there. I'm just like, okay, hold up, wait. No, and I think of a place, and it's like, no, it's not that place. It's.
That's another thing too. There's certain parts of the Valley that look exactly like each other.
Yeah.
So I'll think that I know where someone's talking about, and then I find out later on, I'm like, oh, this is not it.
Trust me, that still happens to me, and I've grown up here my whole life. So don't even beat yourself up over that. You know what I'm saying? I believe we met one time for no, I don't believe. I know we did. For the studio sesh with Mars and Ruggle and Alma. Yes. But you were really fucking all over the place, so I don't think you remember me too well from that one.
I know we might have probably brushed shoulders at some point, and because I mean, you seem familiar to me, and I'm pretty sure that we spoke at some point,
probably
during the night.
Yeah, probably because I was a big smoker. I'm actually taking a break right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone's taking tolerance breaks these days.
Oh, that's exactly why I'm doing it, because the other time I smoked like 3 blunts and I didn't feel anything. So I'm like, all right, time for my break. So I haven't smoked all of December, and I'm trying to go all the way to the end of like February.
Ooh, so a solid like 3 months?
Yeah. I've gone longer. I've gone probably like about maybe like 5, 6. But this time I'm just doing it for that. I don't know. I mean, I felt good. I've been feeling good not smoking. So who knows? I may go longer. It really depends on it.
You could. I know some people that will go on tolerance breaks for a short period of time, and they're like, well, I felt so good. I just like didn't pick it up again after.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen this time, just because I've been like really putting like all my effort and like into the pod this time. So like, and I hope everybody's been seeing that. I've been trying to be consistent with the clips and like posting and stuff like that. Just my boy hit me up today like, bro, you send me something every day. I'm like, bro, I have to. Like, I'm trying to hit this algorithm, bro. Like,
yeah,
you see the numbers going up at least. He's like, yeah, I do. So
I mean, that's what it takes, is consistency, right?
Oh, of course. That's the big thing when it comes down to anything that you want to do. It's just being consistent. So you're a singer / songwriter.
Yes.
How'd you get into that? Because at first, when he mentioned your name ever, I thought you were a rapper.
Yeah, a lot of people that meet me for the first time, I think, have that idea because the group of artists that I work with and work around, they're all mostly into rap as well. But it was just by chance that happened, to be honest with you. It really...
And your name sounds like a rap name too.
Really?
Yeah, like
no way.
If I hear like Miz.Clover, I'm like, ooh, she gonna get down on some bars real quick.
Well, see, Alma kept trying to encourage me to do it, and trust me, I don't have like.
I'm gonna get you to rap on the track one day.
Oh my god, I don't have the rhythm for it for some reason. I've tried to rap in the past, and I just sound like
it's hard, right?
I hate to say it, but I sound like a white girl that's trying to rap. I'm just gonna say it again.
It's hard though, right? Isn't it? You try to like catch the cadence and stuff like that, and like
it is.
I mean, I don't know. Like, is songwriting like when you're singing and you're writing a song? Is it the same as like him making rhymes and stuff like that? Are you trying to rhyme or no?
There's a part of that, yeah, definitely. You're trying to, I guess, connect certain syllables that sound similar to each other or endings of words that are similar to make a specific like rhyme scheme. But I've been writing poetry for a long time, so that's actually, it just translated naturally into being able to convert that into a song. It just came down to I needed to find like the most impactful or the most catchy part of what I was writing, and then just use that as like the hook of the song.
Okay, yeah, because like I've been in like many studio sessions, especially like with Alma now, and the way like as soon as he hits a beat and he starts writing to it, I'm like, bro, like how are you doing this? And how'd you get like connected with like Alma?
That was through networking within all of the rap community that I came in contact with.
Kerns.
Through Big Kerns. Literally, he took the words right out of my mouth. When I met him at my shop. And a lot of people don't know this, but I actually work at a dispensary.
Oh, okay. We're not gonna say which one because you guys are gonna
go over there. But I've been working there for a while, and he just so happened to stop by the shop because he was having a release party for I think he was his mixtape that he was releasing.
Kerns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this was like, I want to say a year and a half to 2 years ago or so.
Okay.
And I just so happened to like really like his jacket, and I told him, dude, it's a really fly jacket, cool, whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to my release party right now. And we started talking about music. Obviously when you're an artist, you meet another artist, it just naturally happens that you mention it. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I make music too. And he checked out my stuff, hit me up, and was like, yo, your stuff is actually really cool. Would you be down to perform? Like, have you ever performed live in front of people? And of course I had. My, I guess, history in music has been pretty extensive. I just never came out and released music like on streaming platforms until like recently.
Apple and Spotify and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'd performed and sang on different occasions for like shows and stuff. But I hadn't done it in a while. So I told him, I was like, well, I mean, yes, I have, but it's been, like a couple years since I've done it. Asked if I was down to just give it a try and like put myself out there. And it's one of those situations, where like you meet at a crossroads and it's like, are you gonna say no and go the other road, or are you going to say yes and take that road?
Yeah.
And when I said yes, it actually, I didn't realize, but it was going to be the beginning of me meeting and networking with so many different people. And then St. Alma was one of those individuals, like after a while of working with Kerns, because we also ended up working on tracks together. There's Stay, Thought of You, and This Love. And then when they started working on tracks, I think is when I like became a little bit closer and started speaking with St. Alma, because I'd only seen him at shows.
Okay.
And of course, he has his very memorable mask on. So I didn't even know what he freaking looked like. I was like, that is such a cool image. And
so you hadn't seen him without the mask yet?
No. That for the longest time, I had no idea what he looked like. Okay. Like under the mask. I only knew him as the rap luchador. And eventually, I think they started working on another track together. And it was after I went to go see the making of like their music video that they set up for that track, that I started to really talk with him and stuff. And then I think after that is when we started talking with Ruggo, his pops and stuff. And that kind of took off, you know, with the studio time. Once they set up the studio with Cactus and Kerns and everyone else. I think that was really when I started thinking to myself, wow, we're like actually doing something.
Yeah. And it actually like really helps when you like have somebody back there with you, like really trying to like help you out like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's a little harder for me in the podcast world because
I can imagine.
I don't think I've ever came across anybody like how you said, like you talk to somebody and they're like, oh, yo, I'm going to my my EP release party. I don't think I've ever, like, sorry guys, we're in the ghetto. You guys hear the helicopter? So I don't think I ever met anybody where it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I do a podcast. Like, oh shit, I do a podcast too. It's kind of hard for me with that one, you know? And then like,
yeah,
it's harder for me in this podcast game. And I was literally talking about it, I think with Sinamo or my best friend Mike. And this is no hate or nothing like that. I just don't like how like all these big influencers are trying to start a podcast now, and like I support them, you know, like all right, then fuck it, cool, start it, and then they do like 3 episodes and then they disappear for the rest of the fucking year and stuff, and I'm just like, damn, like, what happened? Like, it's not easy. Like, trust me, like when it comes down to anything, it's not easy, especially when you have like multiple stuff going on in life and stuff like that. Yeah, it gets really fucking like overwhelming sometimes, you know. So like for me, it's been like really hard to really find like somebody like, oh yeah, like I do a podcast as well, you know. So like so that way, that's why I network with anybody I can, you know, when it comes down to like artists, you know, rappers, singers, you know, painters, chefs, anybody like that, business owners. I try my best to like really network with all that. And I think the only podcast besides mine that I've been on is my homegirl Ruth's. Hey Ruth. You know, and besides that, I haven't been on anybody else's podcast. I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I would love to get on somebody else's podcast. But it's like I said, like here in the Valley, I don't think there's anybody else doing it like, you know, like that. So it's kind of hard, you know. It's really hard because I feel like with him and you guys, it's easier, you know. I feel like there's a lot of like artists out there, you know. Yes, everybody trying to get their name, and it's just like I'm just like fuck, like all right, like somebody come, you know. Yeah, cross my way.
The funny thing about that too is even though I grew up like closer to Hollywood, I feel like I ended up meeting more artists up here in the Valley than I ever did out in like the central LA area. I don't know why. I met a lot of actors. There were a lot of actors, but artists seems there for whatever reason there's a lot more in the Valley.
Yeah, I get you when it comes down to that point. That's why I try to bring as much spotlight as I can. You know, I've mentioned it in the past, like in other like podcasts. There's a lot of rappers out there that suck in this industry, like, and they're like,
I was not expecting.
Oh no, I speak my truth. You know, like I'm not gonna put nobody's names on blast, but like,
say some names.
I can't, bro, because
he's daring you.
They have relationships with other people, so I can't really say names like that. But you know, there's a lot of artists out there that suck, in my opinion. You know, like they don't rap on beat. You know, like they talk about the same thing over and over and over again. They switch up their lyrics, and I'm just like, bro, I know so many heads from the Valley that will like take this person out when it comes down to like bar for bar, you know, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it plenty of times. Like, there's people out there that really suck in this industry, and it's no hate, you know, get your money, fuck it, like. But it's just like, fuck, like, when our time comes, like, I hope everybody, when, you know, once they get their number called to, like, make it big, you guys take advantage of it and really show your skills like that, because there's, like I said, this shit just, it's crazy. Like, it baffles me that, like you said too, like, there's not that many artists coming out of LA. You know, people are having to go out to like the SGV, or, you know, come out here and like start signing people, and it sucks like that, you know. Yeah, but no, I get you when it comes down to that, when it comes down to like not too many people from LA, you know, and stuff nowadays. It's really like, it's shocking,
which you wouldn't think.
Exactly.
Maybe there are more podcasters in LA.
Oh, most definitely.
Your people are over there.
Oh shit! No, I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to go out there. It's scary.
It could be a scary world.
Okay, so I've heard of you before because Alma has mentioned you that you guys have done a Big Back Activity episode.
Yes.
And I found out you're vegan. No way.
Yes, I am the V word. Everyone chooses like a bad word sometimes, but yeah, it's I've
vegetarian.
Been vegan a long time.
Not vegetarian, vegan.
Yeah.
When did you become vegan?
I mean, it's gonna sound a little like funny, but it's been 17 years now. Yeah.
You haven't ate meat or any type of protein like that in 17 years? No way.
And I'm still alive.
What made you become that? Wait, how old are you? You don't mind me asking. I'm gonna blur that part
out. Well, thanks. Well, I just turned 35 this year in November.
What? No fucking. I would not expect that age. I thought you were like 25 or like 26.
I do get that a lot.
Oh, okay. So you've been vegan for quite some time now.
Yeah. I started when I was in high school. Senior in high school. I was vegetarian first, and then after a year of doing that, I turned vegan. After I ended up learning more about like the industry and everything that happens in animal agriculture and stuff, it just became something that I felt was really important to me, that I needed to do something personally in order to like stand up against things that I felt were unjust. And that doesn't mean that like what I'm doing is the right thing for everybody else. No, this is something that I've learned throughout years of being vegan, because I know most people don't often meet people that have been vegan for as long as I have.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
of course, when I first started, I was very, very much more like a loud advocate, and I think that anybody that feels drawn to be that way, if that's what you're called to do in the moment, then do that. And just be prepared for the type of feedback that you're going to get, because you do end up sometimes damaging like relationships or friendships that you might have or could have had, because you're so adamant that your viewpoint and your lifestyle needs to be followed by every single person. And unfortunately, even though as much as I would love for animal cruelty to cease to exist, you know, it's unrealistic to expect that everybody is going to hold the same mentality that you do and want to follow the same lifestyle that you do. So I had to come to terms with that after a few years of being vegan. And it was difficult, obviously, because I still, to this day, have a very like emotional reaction to seeing and hearing about like animals that are suffering and still in that industry and how it's still thriving. But I try to focus on what I can do to establish some kind of like smaller footprint. You know, what can I do to lessen the suffering that I could potentially cause while I'm here? Yeah. Because everybody does some kind of harm. It's not like as a person in the world, you're never going to accidentally kill a bug or like kill something by accident or on purpose. I don't know. If you do, don't do that. It's bad.
What about roaches?
I don't like roaches, and I will kill them.
Okay, all right. So we on the same point on that one.
There's levels to this. No.
There's shit that I hate too.
Yeah, there's some insects that I just cannot with. But no, I mean, obviously there's certain limitations to what you can convince people of.
Of course.
And sometimes people just have to experience things or feel things a different way than you do or did before for them to make the connection. And some people never do. You know, there's so many people in the world that never once have ever tried being vegetarian, let alone vegan.
Okay, so sorry to cut you right
there. No,
there.
yeah.
I don't know. You would consider what I tried vegan food. I mean, I've done like the impossible shit.
Yeah.
So I know like that is like, it's not meat. It's like soy and, you know, coconut oils and stuff like that.
Yes.
And it's not bad. It's not. It really tastes like if I'm eating an Impossible Burger. And the first time I tried Impossible Burger is when Burger King first ever did it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like this really tastes like a fucking Whopper, and I'm not eating a Whopper.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just all like, if you're going vegan, like you're giving that up. You shouldn't be eating.
I've heard this so many times.
Like you gave it up. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that part?
Yeah. No, and I totally understand the perspective or like being confused about why anyone who is vegan would want to even still try food like that. Primarily, it's because the fact of it is that you're not giving it up because you think it tastes bad or you think it's like icky or whatever to taste it.
Okay.
It's about the process of getting it. What does the animal have to go through in order for it to get to your plate? Can I avoid that? Yes. Okay, then I will do that instead of having to harm another creature. To eat.
So now I understand. Okay, yeah. You put it in a perfect way like that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you in a relationship right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does your partner eat meat or are they vegan as well?
No, they do eat meat.
And are you okay with that? I mean, obviously, if you're still in a relationship, right?
Yeah. I mean, of course, I would love for them to not eat it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my preference 100%. But again, I can't control another human being, especially if I'm in a relationship with them. It's not my responsibility. I don't. That's not the word I want to use. I can't obligate someone to feel a certain type of way about something that I feel passionate about. I can give them the information and show them things that may or may not like sway their opinion. But at the end of the day, if I think I would take like them wanting to support me and actually try some of the food that I offer them, you know, and which he does. Like, he does try the food. He actually cooks the vegan food sometimes too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
so he participates a lot in that, and I think that's what's helped in the relationship because, yes, I have like been in relationships with people that were completely anti, like, I'm never gonna do that. Don't expect me to ever like even eat a vegetable.
Damn.
And things did not ever end well because eventually it became so like, oh, you're just being insensitive to me and my like emotions about this, you know. But no, they've been very open to experimenting with like foods and stuff. So I think in a relationship to like make that dynamic work between someone that is vegan or has like certain lifestyle choices that are different than the other person, you just have to be like sensitive to each other and accept that even though I might do something a certain way, that doesn't mean that you have to do it that way necessarily.
Yeah.
But you know, being open to trying, I think, is important.
That's I understand that part right there because it's just so like, and then I understand where you're coming from, where you said you didn't give it up for the taste or nothing like that. You gave it up because of the processing, and I've seen some videos of like how like cows are made. Yeah. I mean, not cows. I mean pigs. Not pigs made. Like how pigs are like
what they go through.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, first of all, I see why like some people don't like to eat pig because of the swine. Mm-hmm. You know, because they say it too, like, oh, well, pigs are fucking rolling around in their shit and all this, and you expect me to eat that. But not even just that. I've seen the process of like how a pig body gets treated, and I'm just like, wow, like,
yeah,
holy shit. That sometimes seeing that shit really sucks, and I'm just like, damn, like,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't even mean to laugh when you said that there's people who find it gross that like pigs roll around in mud and stuff, and that's why they don't eat it. But it's like arguably more gross, like the process of what happens to them in order to like get killed and then processed and then land on the plate. I guess it's a double gross, if anything.
Yeah. I get you on that. So, and you haven't like, would you go to a restaurant that is, or like whenever you're going out, you know, let's say you and your boyfriend plan something, do you guys always try to plan somewhere where they have a vegan option for you, or do you know spots already that you guys are just like, no, we're gonna go here and eat?
Most of the time, we go to like strictly vegan spots.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Before anyone comes after me. It's not because I'm forcing them to, but it actually is because I've been vegan for such a long time at this point. That cross-contamination is like a very serious problem.
Yes.
And unfortunately, even if a restaurant caters to vegans, if they have like 1 or 2 dishes on their menu that might be vegan, there's
that
always the possibility
person that like can use the same knife that they use to cut that steak to cut whatever there is that they're cutting for you.
Yeah, or like they're cooking it on the same oil or cooking it on the same pan and not like wiping whatever residues left over. I've had that issue a lot with like, I mean, this isn't even a good example because I feel like anyone would get food poisoning from food trucks. But food trucks do this quite often.
Yeah, especially when they're busy, they're on the go like that.
Yeah, which I totally get because it's like, if I was under that high pressure situation, I probably wouldn't have time to wipe anything. But that's why I avoid eating from food trucks, even if they have like
a vegan option. So you try to, whenever you're going out, you try your best to stick to like a strictly vegan place.
Yeah, if we go anywhere that has like both options, it'll typically be somewhere that I've been to before and that I know is like very careful about the way they're cooking stuff, and I trust them.
Do you do like Yelp reviews and stuff like that as well?
Well, that I write them not so often, but like I do read them.
Yeah, that's why to see like, okay, like if it says vegan friendly, how good vegan friendly is it?
Yes, actually that's super important. If anyone is a vegan out there, leave reviews. It actually helps a lot.
So,
it makes a huge difference.
So that you haven't eaten like any type of meat, like cow, pig, shrimp, fish, and if you were to get a piece right now, it would really make you sick like that, just because your body hasn't had that in a while.
Yes, it's actually happened a few times. Unfortunately, honestly, the fact that it's happened more than once is upsetting, but there have been times when, you know, I've been cooked a meal that was vegan, but maybe got cross-contaminated with something. I didn't know because there wasn't, like, actually meat or cheese on it.
I keep forgetting cheese, too. Fuck, I keep forgetting that, yeah.
And then after the fact, like, I start feeling really ill, like, getting, like, stomach cramps.
And you know right away that that's the reason why.
Yeah, usually that is. Or there have been times where I've actually become, like, nauseous and sick and, like, you know, it's come back out. So I think it's just after some time of your body not having any animal products at all, your like stomach doesn't have the strength of the acidity to burn off like any bacteria or anything that's on that food, or even in your digestive tract. I feel like it's just doesn't have the right enzymes or something to like break it down anymore.
And is it hard to like keep up with like your protein intake and all that, or any type of way like that, or no, you still find ways?
I think now more than ever, there's so many different ways to get protein in. And there's also so much information out there of how to do it that it's not really a problem. It's never... I think the only time that I was ever actually, I don't know, probably had less protein or maybe just nutrition in general was when I was dieting. That's a really huge thing that people need to worry about if you do want to get into veganism. be very, very wary and careful of like how you diet, because you're already eliminating like huge portions of food that you don't eat anymore, and yet like dieting stretches that even further to where you're now limiting even more foods that you probably needed as a staple food inside your vegan diet, you know. And it can cause, you know, fatigue. It can cause like hair loss and stuff. I think that's unfortunately with weight loss and veganism, there's always like people often fail when that happens, or when they try to blend the two together, because they don't know how to supplement like the right nutrition when they're already limiting their calories more, you know, so be very careful.
But you still like to try like that impossible stuff as well, right?
Yeah, I actually have some of it in my freezer right now. I like burgers here and there. I still want to have like, you know, the sense that I'm having like something, and it's also really filling too. They're tasty, and it gives you like the satisfaction of something that you knew like before.
At one point.
Yeah.
Do you have those cravings sometimes where like, damn, like I'm craving a burger, so I'm gonna do an impossible burger or something like that?
If
Or
I'm
not?
craving it, it's not really because of like the animal protein in
You're
it.
just
It's
craving.
just, yeah, it's just like a craving. But it's funny, something happens after maybe like a couple months to a year of not eating any meat and dairy, is that actually the smell of meat, whether it's raw or cooked, starts to gross you out.
Do you get nauseous and stuff like that with it?
Yeah, it has a very sour and acidic smell. And nobody would even know that, right? Because everyone's so used to smelling it, but for whatever reason, your senses kind of alter a little when you stop eating it. I guess it's the same thing as when you stop eating sugar, right? If you stop eating sugar and then suddenly you try to have a piece of candy, you're like, oh God, that's so sweet.
I think that's like with me right now. Like I didn't drink soda for like about, I want to say like 2-3 weeks, and like the first couple of days I was having a little like withdrawals and stuff like that, because I love soda. I just drank soda this weekend just because it was a long weekend.
You caved.
I had to. I was still like, I mean, I wasn't like cutting sugar off. I was just cutting soda just because like I was drinking soda like a maniac. I'm a soda connoisseur, you know, like, except root beer. Root beer is not soda. It's fucking disgusting. But like I had a like
very strong opinion.
Yeah.
About root beer.
Oh, you should hear my opinion about pickles.
Oh.
Huh?
No, you should.
No, you shouldn't. He said. So yeah, so I like my first like day or two, like I was like really like I'm gonna crack open a soda, you know, like I have a soda on display right there for my Dodgers.
Oh,
and
I see
I was
it.
so tempted to crack that open the first couple of days. I'm like, bro, I need a soda. But then I
It
just
was like the itch started kicking in. You're like,
yeah, but but everybody's like, oh, why don't you just do the Coke Zero? I was like, it's not about like the sugar intake. I'm not worried about my sugar intake. I'm just like fucking cut soda off, bro, because it's like I've been drinking it too much. You know, I drink that shit for breakfast. I don't. I was just kidding. I swear to God, I don't. But you know, like I was just like, bro, like
mix it into your cereal.
a little dash of milk with all soda. Yeah, but I had to like really do that too. So I get where some people could come from when it comes down to like having those withdrawals and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. There probably is some like article or study out there that explains why that phenomena exists or why that happens when you stop eating meat. But I don't have cravings like that.
That's good.
At all.
I mean, I think because 17 years into it, you know.
Yeah, it's
get
kind of
you
second
on that.
nature. I don't really think about it until it comes up in conversation. And it, for whatever reason, even if we're not talking about food, suddenly like it'll come up and I'm like, what the heck? How did... out of the blue?
We talked about your veganism.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back into your music career and stuff like that. What made you want to start getting into music? Because I know you said you did poetry, correct? Mm-hmm. So what made you really like, you know what? I'm going to turn this poetry into a song.
Well, I think it happened also sometime when I was in high school, because I ended up becoming a member of this girl band.
Oh,
and it was all like all female death metal girl band. Don't look for those videos, okay?
We're gonna find them. I found Teen Alma's old A Fresh videos.
Dang it.
So we're gonna have to find one of yours.
God, they're archived somewhere out there in the ethos of the internet. But when I was asked to do that, they were like, oh, we want you to be a vocalist. You know, we know that you sing and stuff, but, you know, vocals and death metal vocals are completely different things. But I gave it a shot, and I needed to write songs to it. So the only way that I knew how to write was through poetry. So I already was really into music at that point, because obviously I had been in choir for quite a few years.
Okay.
I was like, I think I was a junior or a senior in high school when I was asked to join the band. So at that point, yeah, I'd had like several years where I'd been singing, and then I was just really like always listening to music. I really loved it. So I analyzed a lot of the lyrics. I memorized a lot of lyrics too, of course, like we all do. And I realized that a lot of the same structures in songwriting are or can be crossed over into poetry and vice versa. Okay. So at that point, that's when I started, you know, diving in and trying my hand at writing lyrics. Of course, no one knew what I was saying because I was screaming it all into the mic. But I knew what I was saying. I was like, this is poetry.
What? Can we get a sample?
I would just blow out the mic at that point.
We're going to find those videos.
Oh, gosh.
We're going to have to.
I'm sure at some point, if you ever show me anything like that, I'm going to be like, how the hell did you do it? But, well, it was also like a lot of encouragement from the girls that I was with. They really loved my vocals a lot, even though I'd never, like I said, never done death metal vocals. I would read them my lyrics and stuff, and then I was thinking of, you know, doing it like this or whatever. And they were like, oh man, that's so sick, that sounds so badass. And so after that experience with them, you know, I was with that band for a couple of years. They disbanded, unfortunately, but it carried on with me. I think I had gotten a taste of lyric writing, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So as soon as I got the opportunity to do it again, after I met, I think after that was when I worked with the producer Salcero through my friend, who introduced us, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's doing EDM beats. Mm-hmm. Like, that is exactly what I want, because I was listening to a lot of electronic music, EDM, dramatic switch from death metal, I know.
Oh, that's a big switch. That's crazy.
Totally on the opposite side of the music spectrum. But once I was able to do that, I was actually given the opportunity to play around with my vocals a lot more. There's only so much that you can do with death metal vocals up to a point where it's like, oh, can you big squeal? And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. But when you're
no, I'm not gonna do that.
But I was able to, you know, show my vocal skills, my actual vocal skills that I had been honing and crafting for years and years. And it just so happened that he really, really liked it. And he's like, well, I would love to make more songs with you. I have all these other beats. Would you be down to work on them too? And I was just going to work on these tracks with him. And over time of just practicing, I think I felt like it was a lot of practicing of learning how to build a song, what sounded good, what sounded out of place. It's very much like puzzle building in my head.
Putting one piece with another piece.
Yeah, and if that doesn't fit, then you switch it with a different piece, kind of like that. But yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. I see that. That's that from the jump from death metal to heavy metal to EDM. That was a crazy jump.
I know.
So with you now being tapped in with like, you know, seeing Alma, and I know like you were at the Ruggle sesh, you know, how was that for you being in a room full of creators like that?
It was very surreal, honestly. I hadn't done anything like that before, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. But once I got in, I got there a little late, of course. And so everybody was already in their zone. So already I was walking into a space where everybody was being creative, rapping on the mic. There were people, some of the artists were like sitting down writing to the beat that was playing already while someone else was rapping on it. And I was like, wow, this is so crazy.
No, trust me, that was my first time ever being in this sesh.
Yeah. So very inspiring, motivating. I felt like I was in a creative space. Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sometimes where you have to put your head like that, because it's hard to just be, you know, just around, you know, stuff like that. Like me, when I'm at the studio sessions, even though I'm not a rapper or anything like that, I like to be there and like try to be creative as I can, you know, give my opinion, or, you know, like interview people, you know, try to like vlog it around and stuff like that, you know. So it's a little like trying to do some stuff like that, you know. So
which everyone appreciates.
Exactly. So I try my best when it comes down to that. But I know like with you being tapped in now, you know, from when you first met Kerns to where you are now, I have a feeling like 2026 you have some stuff planned out.
I do. I have a lot of music just on the queue to be released, and I'm very excited about it. Of course, I'm like giddy but nervous and anticipating like how people are gonna take a lot of the ideas that I want to put out there. But I also want to open up myself to more opportunities, and, you know, trying to go outside of the box and try maybe different genres I haven't tried before. Mm-hmm. That's something that I'm sure like anyone that listens to my music notices, that I genre hop a lot. Okay. So I don't like sticking to one particular style.
I feel like you have to do that though, because like, for example, like Kid Cudi, one of my favorite artists, he does that. You know, he went from like indie to like his hip hop to, you know, like rock and roll, and like some like Satellite Flight. That's one of my favorite albums from Kid Cudi, and that's like a totally different sound from him.
Yeah. And
like people were just like, what is this, you know? Or like Speeding Bullet to Heaven, not one of my favorite albums from him, but you know, he experimented, and a lot of people fucked with that. Me personally, I didn't, but you know, I think that's something you have to do, is hop around from genre to genre to see what's the people are gonna like, you know? Because you could have some EDM fans, you can have some heavy metal fans, you can have people who want to hear you rap. Me and Sinama now, we need to hear that. We need to for sure hear that. 2026, you need to try your best to lay down a rap track.
I'll give it a shot if like the right song comes around. Then
so you need the right beat. That's what it is.
Say less.
I guess so.
He'll find a beat for you. He'll find a beat for you somehow. He'll find that beat.
I'm sure he will.
So, before we take off, you know, I want to thank you for coming on. You know, it was a really last minute thing too. You know, so I really appreciate you coming on. You know, being able to give your time today. This is dropping Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
And like I said, you are our final guest for 2025. 2025. Not 2025. So, can you give us a recap of how your year was and everything you felt great about? And maybe like a couple setbacks that you've gotten over.
Yeah. I would say a lot of the things this year that I was really proud of that I was able to get accomplished were, you know, the EP that I dropped. I think I did like at least 15 or 20 shows or something. Wow. I can't even remember because it's all just a blur. That I did the tour with Kerns and everybody, and then also worked with, semi in the tour with DGAF, which is another artist crew that's like really in the underground music scene up here. So I was really proud of doing all of those performances and like really putting myself out there and not feeling so concerned about, you know, other people's opinions so much as I was concerned about having a good time and enjoying what I was doing and just following in the things that made me happy, which at the end of the day is always just singing. Singing has always made me happy, and I want to share that happiness that it gives me with everybody. I guess some of the things that were challenging for me that I had to get through was really that, just getting out of my head and
a little bit of your comfort zone as well, right?
Yeah, and getting out of my comfort zone, just pushing past these like mental blocks and limits that I had on myself. Moving forward in 2026, I want to be even more open to creating and posting and being a lot more open about who I am as a person with people. Because at this point, all I've done, I don't want to downplay it or anything, but I've done mostly my artistic endeavors and shared music, imagery, and I think not so much of my personality and who I am. So I'm diving into that and seeing, like, hopefully, you know, people resonate with who I am as a person, and that will help them connect with the music better.
I feel you on that. And
yeah.
2026 is going to be a great year for you. Trust me. All it is just putting your mind to it and making sure you're putting in the work that you say you're going to put in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being, like we said at the beginning, consistent.
Yes.
Consistency is key.
Consistency.
And this guy, for sure, you stick by this guy, he's going to help you out a lot. See, Alma is a great person when it comes down to the music industry. And trust me, it's going to all work out. You just got to put your mind to it.
Yeah, so thank you.
Before we take off, is there any piece of advice you can give the people out there?
Oh, yes. Okay. So my biggest takeaway, I would say, and that I hope everybody can connect with, is that times might be very dark right now. And things might seem like we're in a time that's scary, a time that is so uncertain about what's to come. But if we're able to stay together, to build community, and to protect each other and set aside our differences, we can all overcome and see each other through the darkest of times. We just really have to come together and in love. Yeah, come together in love and find the peace that we're trying to put out into the world.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you again for coming on to the podcast. I really appreciate it. Any shout outs you want to give out?
There's so many. Well, of course, shout out to Kerns, Black Cactus. Shout out to Ruggo and his pops. Shout out to Gino, my partner, who's been working so hard to like make all of these things possible for me, and for him too. Shout out to all of the DGAF crew that has been there supporting me, giving me all this love, all of this time. I love you guys so much, and I hope that we can all continue to work with each other in 2026. I know we will. Actually, I'm going to hope because I know we will. Yeah.
All right. Thank you again for being our last guest of the year.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
I know it was a rough year for the pod guys. You know, we took in so many breaks and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm going to just save it for the next episode, you know, for our New Year's episode before we end it for the year. So thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Let You Tell It podcast. Thank you to our last guest of the year.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Yeah.
Lead a horse to the water, you can't make him drink. I've been bringing my family in and praying more to my reach. I've been doing make me feel alive, give a fuck what niggas thinking. I'm smiling but I'm dead inside, lost my niggas to the street shit.